listening to the Zach Gelb Show on Fox Sports 920 The Jersey.
Welcome back in. Time in our Princeton Orthopedic Associates studios right now, 5:42 on a Monday, Zach Gelb Show. So I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up before we have to sign off in about 10 or 12 minutes. Jerry Reese finally broke his silence today. And he would have done a better job if he didn't even have this press conference. The Giants are a public organization. They have hundreds and thousands of fans. A lot of fans. This is an organization that is always classified as a classy organization. An organization that does the right thing. One of the gold standard organizations in football. The way they've handled this Josh Brown situation, though, is a complete and utter disaster. Their general manager, who should be speaking in these situations because he brought back Josh Brown, was silent during this entire process. Jerry Reese has not talked to the media since training camp. That's unheard of for a general manager of the New York Football Giants. Now, I'll be clear, on the record, I said in the offseason, do not bring back Jerry Reese. If you're going to get rid of Tom Coughlin, you also have to get rid of Jerry Reese. The Giants elected to keep Jerry Reese and get rid of Tom Coughlin. I like to bring in a new GM and a new coach because then there's synergy. And I'm not saying there's not synergy between McAdoo and Jerry Reese. McAdoo was around. But if Jerry Reese gets canned this year, then you bring in a new general manager and he has to inherit what was already there in the head coach of Ben McAdoo. So back to the more important issue, though. Jerry Reese finally broke his silence today. And you knew he was going to get asked about Josh Brown, and you knew he was going to get asked about Eric Flowers, because a lot of stupid incidents have happened with this team since the last time he spoke. Well, this was Jerry Reese today, and this is embarrassing, and it's extremely offensive. He should have just continued to shut up, and I would have not rather heard from him than the garbage, the absolute garbage that he gave today. Here it is.
Jerry, when you guys re-signed Josh Brown, were you guys aware that he had been physically abused?
I'm not taking any question on Josh Brown. I wish, healing for him and his family and everybody involved. That's all I'm going to say about that.
How do you reconcile having Josh resign and big characters important?
I'm not taking any questions with respect to Josh Brown, okay?
You didn't make a decision to resign him, though.
I'm not taking any question with respect to Josh Brown. Guys, stop asking me. I'm not going to take any questions about that, okay?
Is there any reason why you won't take questions?
Because, I don't think it makes sense for people to keep talking about that situation right now.
We're going to have a chance to talk to you.
I'm not talking about Josh Brown, guys.
Jerry, how do you think Eric Flowers has played on the field, and obviously, in terms of his progress, with the off-field incident, his maturity?
Eric has done okay. Eric is, he's still a young player, and I think he's 21 now, and he's played a season and a half. So we think he still has a lot of upside, and he'll continue to improve.
Were you concerned about his off-field incident where he shoved a reporter after a game?
I'm just talking about what he's doing on the field, guys. I think he's going to be a good player for us.
You should have never said anything. You're weak. Jerry Reese, you're weak. It is your duty when you are in charge of an organization like this. You are the general manager of the New York Football Giants. When controversial things happen, you do not put your coaches, you do not put your players in an awkward spot. And you sat in your office with your door closed and did not speak to the media. That is the way you connect to your fans, through those questions. And there's a lot of Giant fans that are annoyed that you were stupid enough to bring back Josh Brown. And the Giants knew about these things. They knew about what happened at the Pro Bowl. He only got one game. And that's a league problem. Because the league knew about it too, and they only gave him one game when they should have given him 6 games. Jerry Reese did a bad job today. Really bad. How do you not answer those questions? You need to give a comment about what happened with Josh Brown. And he didn't. He next questioned every reporter, and give credit to the reporters. Because there's some reporters that wouldn't follow up. Not in the New York media. That's a tough bunch of reporters. They did their job correctly. And I love the transition. All right, you want to answer about Josh Brown? We're going to then pitch you with Eric Flowers. Good job by the media. Awful job by Jerry Reese. You have an obligation to talk to the media when these things happen. You don't have to go into full details. When someone asks you, though, why you resign him, you need to respond to that. You're the one that makes that decision. You're the general manager of the Giants in New York. This is not Buffalo where you can hide. This is not Cleveland where you can hide. You have an obligation to your fans and a prestigious organization to answer these questions. He may as well not even spoke today because you knew he was going to be asked those questions and he gave you nothing. He had 3-4 months to prepare answers to some of these questions. That was the last time he spoke. And he just didn't. He had no business in answering these questions. He just didn't want to do it. And John Mara set the tone on the awful way the Giants have managed the situation. Because if you remember when this Josh Brown thing originally came out, he was silent in September. He didn't speak for a few days. These guys that are in the front office positions, an owner and then also a general manager, executives of football teams, they send a message. It's a trickle-down effect in the organization. Your owner doesn't speak. Why would the players speak? Your general manager doesn't speak about an issue. Why would your players or coaches speak? And the Giants let Jerry Reese just hide. John Mara didn't say anything originally. And they continue to put themselves out there to defend Josh Brown. Why are we defending Josh Brown? He's a thug. He's a criminal. He should be in jail. This should not be debated. Thankfully, they finally released him. Someone was smart enough in that organization to finally say, oh, we are going to release Josh Brown. I could have told you back in September, or heck, that back in July and June, not to bring this guy back. If I knew that information, there's no way I'm bringing him back. Publicly, this guy has shown zero remorse. Nada. And that's the best Jerry Reese can give you today? He's not talking about him. That's the best, really? This is the best he could give you?
Jerry, when you guys re-signed Josh Brown, were you guys aware that he had been physically abused?
I'm not taking any questions on Josh Brown. I wish, healing for him and his family and everybody involved. That's all I'm going to say about that.
How do you reconcile having Josh resign and big characters important?
Again, I'm not taking any questions.
Attitude right here. This is
Josh
attitude from the general manager.
You didn't make a decision to resign him, though. I mean,
I'm not taking any questions.
He needs to answer that question.
Stop asking me. I'm not going to take any questions about that, okay?
Is there any reason why?
That's the question he needs to answer. Why did you bring him back? Why? And they didn't answer it. Unbelievable. What was the purpose of putting him out for 10 minutes to give you nothing? Do your job, Jerry. Do your job. Answer the tough questions. That's why you are paid a fortune. And you've been grossly overpaid. And yes, this is a guy that's won championships. But the last few years, for a team that hasn't made the playoffs, he has been grossly overpaid. Do your job. That's all I got to say.